Can we see Miami's cat?
I can see Monster, and Monster's part of today.
And
So,
Carrie?
Carrie Mills.
And we're not seeing us at all.
But we're there in the middle, so.
We see you guys.
Okay, I don't know. So welcome to Celebration Circle. Our focus today is Earth Day and focusing on the roots and shoots that we all are and that live in and around us. And our guests today are Carrie Mills, singer-songwriter from Nashville, Tennessee. And
sitting in the comfort of her living room in Nashville.
And Miami Litton-Palmer, right here from San Antonio, Texas. And her cat Monster, who is dressed in finery for the occasion. So we're going to begin this morning with our song, Come Celebrate. It's one we do each and every Sunday, and I hope you'll sing along with us.
Come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, one by one, come celebrate, now and forever, let's remember we are one. Come celebrate, join in a circle, come celebrate, heart open wide, come celebrate, let's remember we are one. Celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, hey, celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate, come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, heart open wide, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. We are one. We are one.
So thank you for celebrating with us. And this morning, the first action that we're going to take is honoring the four directions. And we'll, wherever you are, whatever space you're in, if you can connect yourself to the four directions, maybe find the east where you know the sun rises, and connect there as we honor that place of new beginnings, and then turn, whether physically or within, to the south, the rich, warm sun and land of blessings. And then we'll turn again to the west, and that's the land of the setting sun, that space of things going down and change. And then we'll face into the north, that land, the cold dark of night, of winter, of the mystery and the unknown that we're living in right now. And then we'll turn for a fifth time within to that space within each one of us. So won't you join us as we begin with, O Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me.
O Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
Turning to the west, south.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
Facing to the west.
Oh, Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around.
Facing into the north.
Oh, great spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around.
Turning within.
Oh, great spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me.
Oh, great spirit, Holy One, Holy Wonder, great mystery. We open our hearts to you in this moment. We open our hearts to all the moments that have been and those that will be, as we join with all of creation, with the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, the winged ones, the ones that swim and crawl, with rocks and trees and grasses, the seas, the skies, the stars, the oceans, the universe, all of life. We affirm we are one. Together, we are one. And once again, we are one. Feeling the power in this affirmation, feeling our connection to each other, heart to heart, as we honor and nurture the sacred in ourselves, each other, and all of creation. For this, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
Won't you join me in singing a simple chant of stewardship? It's maybe, Carl may be able to print it out on the side of your screen there, but the words say simply, the earth is our mother, we must take care of her. Hey Yunga, ho Yunga. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. Hey Yunga, ho Yunga, hey young, young. Hey Yunga, ho Yunga, hey young, young. Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Again, her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Hey Yunga, ho Yunga, hey young, young. Hey Yunga, ho Yunga, hey young, young. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. Together, hey Yunga, ho Yunga, hey young, young. Hey Yunga, ho Yunga, hey young, young. Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Her sacred ground we walk upon, with every step we take. Hey Yunga, ho Yunga, hey young, young. Hey Yunga, ho Yunga, hey young, young.
The poem we have to share with you today is by William Stafford. And the title is Time for Serenity. Anyone? Maybe you can relate. I like to live in the sound of water, in the feel of mountain air. A sharp reminder hits me. This world still is alive. It stretches out there, shivering toward its own creation. And I'm part of it. Even my breathing enters into the elaborate give and take. This bowing to sun and moon, or day and night, winter, summer, storm, still this tranquil chaos that seems to be going somewhere. This wilderness with a great peacefulness in it. This motionless turmoil. This everything dance.
And into the space of this everything dance, we welcome our good friend Carrie Mills, a multi-talented fashion designer and community activist, singer-songwriter, originally from Brooklyn, New York, where we had the good fortune to meet her in the early 80s when we were kids together down the Lower East Village, being singer-songwriters together on the scene. And she moved to Nashville to pursue her music career down there. She works in building community through her music in the Jewish Community Center there in Nashville and in many other ways.
And her fashion and stylistic creativity in the world too. So
all woven together.
So welcome, Carrie Mills. And this song is When Rain Was a Beautiful Thing.
I remember a time when rain was a beautiful thing. Running barefoot in the grass, our face to the sky, we'd sing. Ooh, la, la, la. Ooh, la, la, la. Mama would shout, we'd pretend not to hear. We were dancing in the rain, I can still smell the air. When rain was a beautiful thing. I remember the days when the clouds came rolling in. We'd watch a storm approach, riding on the speed of the wind. With the first drop of rain, we'd start running about. We weren't going in, we were staying out. When rain was a beautiful thing. When rain was a beautiful thing. The years pass so quickly, they fly. As our industrial age leaves its message in the sky. With each passing day, another tree falls, another fish dies, it touches us all, the rain. The rain. What goes up must come down. Our careless actions years ago are coming round. Like a mirror with a face that we don't want to see. Our earth is crying out, dying out from our greed. I remember the thrill of rain upon my tongue as I look at the children now so very young. I sing ooh la la la, ooh la la la. We can help them learn how to reverse and help to restore a magnificent earth to the days when rain was a beautiful thing. When rain was a beautiful thing. When rain was a beautiful thing. Rain, rain.
Wow, thank you, Carrie. Beautiful song. So next, I invite you to join us in our time of communal breath. When we're live and in person and together, we would tend to pass the bread and share. So imagine now that there is a basket that you're holding, that the person next to you has offered you, that we now feel this basket full of air, of breath, of life-giving, nurturing air. So I invite you to join me in breathing together and remembering that we are literally breathing in the same air with our inhale and our exhale. So let's take 4 deep breaths together, 4 slow, long, communal breaths together. And as we inhale, I invite you to not just ingest the air, just take it in, but to digest it, to take it in fully and mindfully. And as we exhale, let us all release what has been, all the doubts, the fear, the unknown, the past, so that we can come more fully into this present moment, right here, right now. So together, let's inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time, inhale. And on the exhale, let out a sigh, a sound. As we remember that we are one. Now I invite you to hear another song from Carrie, and she's going to tell you a little bit about this one.
Hi again. Hi. I want to thank Rudi and Zet so much for inviting me. And I was just reflecting on our friendship, which is really like more than half my life, and how, you know, how some friendships you don't speak to each other for maybe periods of time, but the minute you do, it just picks up right where it left off. It's so genuine and authentic, and I feel really blessed to have Rudi and Zet in my life. So thank you for inviting me. This has a lot of meaning for me. And I wanted to speak. I chose this song because, first of all, as Zet said, that I was from Brooklyn, so I'm from New York, and even though I've lived in Nashville for 27 years now, as of June 7th, my heart is always in New York. I'm such a New Yorker. I mean, you can't take. When I first moved here, people kept telling me I sound like the nanny, Fran Drescher. Anyway, you can't take the girl out of New York. You can take the girl out of New York, but you can't take New York out of the girl, which is really what, or person out of New York. And this is really what this song is about. And I actually wrote it right after 9/11. I was living in Nashville and watching on TV the horror of watching the towers go down, and all my friends who still live there and family. And it was just a horrific day. And it really made me feel so soulfully connected to my city more than ever. And so I wrote this song, and it's called I Am New York City. And I'm thinking about New York more than ever again because it's the epicenter, and my heart goes out to all the healthcare workers all over the world, and especially in New York at this time. I have been built on dreams. I have the world inside me. I am tough, I am strong, and still my heart goes out to all. I am what you see. I am young yet so old. 1,000 stories yet to unfold. I can be ruthless, still I bear gifts. All those who know me know that's what I give. I am New York City. I speak my mind on all I see. That is my freedom and liberty. I stand my ground. Just look around at all of the faces that stand by me. You cannot break this soul. You cannot tear me down. Nerves of steel, solid as stone. I stand among millions, yet I stand alone. I am New York City. I have been built on dreams. I think I'm still live.
Okay. Okay, welcome. Thank you, Carrie. Beautiful song again.
And it speaks to the resolve that each one of us feels, not just as New Yorkers or San Antonians, but as earthlings, as we face the very real environmental challenges that we all have to deal with. We all need that kind of resolve you're singing of, and that willingness to stand firm in who we are and how we are. And it's for that reason that we're so glad to have Miami Litton-Palmer with us today, as sharing her insights into environmental activism. Besides being an integral part of the Circle community, she's really committed her life to living her belief in the importance of our connection to the earth and to being good stewards of the earth.
And Miami is a student at the University of Texas at San Antonio, and she's in a multidisciplinary program with a focus on biology, kinesiology, and I'll get it here. I've forgotten. Psychology. So, but you know what is amazing to me and what really touches my heart when I am with Miami and think about her is that at age 19, she is so grounded in Mother Earth and her connection to all of us and everything. And I'm just really grateful to have her with us today. So join me in welcoming Miami.
Thank you, Zet. That was really touching words. We have a second special guest here in my lap. This is Summer, my other cat. And so I just wanted to introduce him in case he pops up. So I'm here today as a part of Earth Day. And I've loved Earth Day ever since I started, as I heard about it. I have always loved nature. I've always loved animals and community and connection. And so today I wanted to talk about this Earth Day. It's going to be the 50th anniversary. And I was reading in the Celebration Circle email about when Rudi and Zet were organizing their first Earth Day in 1970, which is a long time ago for me, that way before I existed. But it makes me really happy to know that people started this way before I existed. I was at a downtown community garden, Southtown, here in San Antonio. And one of the placards said that when one generation plants a tree, the next one gets the shade. So we can really think about the ongoing effects of all of our actions and how we may be doing something now that's very small, but eventually it will just keep growing and reaping rewards and benefits and love for all the generations to come. Going way, way back to pre-humans, pre-mammals, back when but there were living things on this earth long before humans got here. And we developed plants, animals, fungi, bacteria in interdependent relationships, in symbiotic ways. And if you think about today, even though we may seem very removed, I'm inside a house with walls and a roof and not that many bugs in here, I think. We're still very connected to these things. We still breathe out carbon dioxide that the plants take in and use in their metabolism to give us back oxygen. They provide us food for our bellies, to fill our stomachs and to make us feel warm and taste wonderful things. And they give us energy to be able to move and talk and connect the way that we do. So it's really, I'd like to ask you guys if you can just take a moment and take a deep breath in and acknowledge that the oxygen that's coming into your body is coming from all the plants that are around us. All of these organisms on this earth, our mother, is coming to us and giving us our life and everything that we love about it. This Earth Day, and while it's not quite Earth Day yet, it's only Sunday, but we can call it an Earth Week. This Earth Day is April 22nd, and it's on Wednesday, and there's going to be a new moon in Taurus. And I don't know how many of you want to, but let's just think about, so in a new moon, we are growing new beginnings. We're coming back, we're getting introspection, and we're planning ahead. And we can reflect back on our old goals in order to start new ones. In this new moon, we can look into our personal goals specifically, and remember to come back and enjoy life's simple pleasures. Right now, I'm petting a cat, and I have sunlight on my face, and it smells good in here. So think about what and feel what is around you right now that you can be thankful for and that you can enjoy. And I know it's a hard time for a lot of us in our many different ways, but we can really take this as a blessing to do that. For Earth Day, oh, we have another visitor. We can make sure to have some time to commune with nature. And I want to invite you guys for a minute here to take a few moments to think about some questions. So the first question is, what makes us feel secure and comfortable? What makes you feel secure and comfortable in your life? For me, it's a connection with others. And I'm so grateful for Circle for this reason. And it's being able to be productive in my day and to feel like I'm investing in my future and everyone else's future. When I do the dishes, I thank myself the next day for doing the dishes the prior. When I make time to spend just petting my cat or doing some art, it makes me feel very secure and comfortable. So if you've come up with a little feeling and thought of how it feels to be secure and comfortable, what is it that truly also makes you feel happy and fulfilled? It's a whole nother layer on top of what we're doing here. What makes you happy and fulfilled and what makes you secure and comfortable is how you can create comfort in your life in this time. And you can think about how it is that you love yourself. How do you love yourself? How have you loved yourself today, last week, this month? And it's a reflection that we can see in ourselves and how we treat ourselves and our loved ones and all the organisms on this earth and how we are loving the earth. And if you have the time to and the energy to, we can invest in new ways to love Earth on Earth Day. And we can make solid goals, and we know that everything that we do will be rewarded. We may think that it's really easy to think that the small things that we do aren't mattering, and that there's all these big corporations or whatever, something that's probably out of our control that is really the problem here. But it's about creating a collective and changing the way that the collective is. And the more people are doing little things, the more all the other people are feeling the rewards, the joys of having a tree in your yard and of having a vegetable garden. Or of knowing that when you're done with that smoothie, it's going to compost in the trash, which is very exciting for me. In the Celebration Circle email, they really said it, that all the little small things that we can do. And right now, we know that the earth is thanking us for not all these people on their 9 to 5 and commuting in traffic, and that we can ride our bikes, or we can spend time with those closest to us and those who matter to us. So, it's more than just about thinking about the big things, because when you're taking care of your personal health and when you're gardening or connecting, and I say that as a gardener because I help with the UTSA community garden and I love it. And I'm going to show you guys something here in a little bit. So all this thinking, so much thinking, you know, I'm going to invite you guys to do 3 very specific things to celebrate Earth Day if you'd like. And the first one is, if you have the ability to, open up your windows today. It's really nice here in San Antonio. I'm not sure where all of you guys are, but if you can turn off your air conditioner or your heater and let in some of the nature, that's a really great way to conserve energy and also to enjoy today's Earth Week. The second thing I'd like to invite you to do is actually something I'm going to demonstrate for you. It's propagating your vegetables back from your scraps. And this is something that I love to do because it makes me feel like I'm growing something back from basically nothing, or from what other people would throw in the trash or the compost. It gets reused. And so I'm going to start with the simplest one that I can think of, which is celery, lettuce, and cabbage, which a lot of people use lettuce or celery or green onions, and these things I'm going to show you in everyday cooking. With celery, if you take the bud of your celery and you just put it into a little ramekin of water, you don't need very much water, and you change the water every day, eventually there will be little tiny growths. The celery will start growing back. And when you get lots of roots in the water, if you want to be fancy, you can buy some root growing serum. You can plant it into the dirt, and then you have more celery growing back. You can do this with lettuce. Here's a little lettuce. You can do it with cabbage. And maybe many of you already know it, but it's really amazing what you can grow back. Another thing is, I know that sometimes we let things like potatoes grow little eyes. And if you want to, you can cut a potato up and plant it in the ground again, and it'll grow another potato. So if you want one potato to turn into multiple potatoes, the roots grow from the skin. So you want to make sure that you have a lot of the skin on your pieces. Mm-hmm. You could cut it into more than this many pieces, but after you're done with cutting them into pieces, and it's good to have a few eyes on each piece, you can let them sit out, so that way this part will be less moist, and then just plant them in the ground, 8 inches apart, and they will start growing back up, and these will become full potatoes again, which is really cool. Green onions. This is my favorite, honestly. I picked this from the UTSA garden yesterday, and I've been having it in a bowl of water so it'll still look nice and fresh for you today. Man, green onions are great on everything. When you are ready to eat this, and I'm going to eat it today, you can cut off the top and leave about 1 inch or so, this white part. And if you put this right back in to a bowl of water, it'll start growing back. And you can get more and more chives every day. Whenever these things start getting roots in the water, you can put them in the ground, because they can't survive in the water forever, but they can for quite a long time. Last thing, herbs here. Mint and rosemary. These are my favorites. You can also do this with cilantro, or frankly, just try it out with anything. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. but if it does work, it's really satisfying. So you take the bottom of the herb, and you need to pull off some of the leaves. The roots on these things, from these soft branches, they grow from the nodes, which are these parts where you see that there's leaves coming out of right now. But if we clear off some of the leaves, we end up with these little tiny nubs. And if you put those in water, here we go. In a while, it does take a while, in 2 weeks or so, there will be roots. And then you can plant the roots into soil and get little plants. This is a mint plant. Other things that you can do, use grapes. Here's a chive, the green onion that grew back. Got a little mulberry. Sometimes they catch, and sometimes they don't. But I really would like to invite you guys to do that for Earth Day. If you're going to make a little feast for yourself, to also use some of your scraps to grow more back. Last thing, the third point of a way to invite you to do Earth Day. If you are able to, you can go on a walk and enjoy the trees and bring a trash bag and pick up the litter off the side of the road. And I know that some people might be worried right now about germ transfer and things. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that, it's okay. But if you have a pair of gloves and if you can wash your hands, that's a great way. Here's a bonus one for you guys. I was talking with Rudy and Zet, and they got their front yard turned into a vegetable garden. It was this thing called Food Not Lawns. And if you have the ability to do that and to create any size of a vegetable garden for you, you don't need to be worried about shortages or anything else. You grow your own food, and it's really rewarding to be growing your own food. We're all in this together, and we are connected as a circle, which is amazing that we can still have these online lives together on the internet, and we can connect in this way, because right now we all need the connection. And this Earth Day, if you can come back and take a minute to breathe and enjoy yourself and appreciate the community, we'll be here. Someone just posted about compost queens. Yeah, there's a bunch of great resources out there, and many of them are local. This is going to lead us now in some meditation. And so thank you guys for watching my little demonstration and for engaging in the earth and environmental sustainability. And I hope that you guys continue to feel how much this means to you, and when we honor the earth and when we honor our community here. Thank you.
Thank you, Miami, for your willingness to share your magic, your vision, how to put feet under your dreams, being an earth steward on a daily basis. I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic of our dream. Dream that we were living at one with Mother Earth, harmony with nature on this planet of our birth. And we knew the world's abundance was truly ours to share. All the wealth, all the blessings with the people everywhere. I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic of our dream. Won't you sing that with me? I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic of our dream. I dreamed coronavirus had taught us how to be more mindful of each other and live in harmony. And we learned how to be healthy and how we can slow down. Let our love shine brightly, reflected all around. And oh, I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic of our dream. Mighty pretty, I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic of our dreams. Believe in the magic. I believe in the magic of our dreams. And we live in our dreams. One last time, won't you sing it with me as we prepare for meditation together? I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic. I believe in the magic of our dreams.
You're invited. You're invited now to sit, to lie down, to be however you are, with an open heart and a quiet mind, to release any thought of limitation, to rest, to relax in the knowledge that everything you need will be provided. That is the magic. That the way will be shown every step of your way. That is the magic. Today and every day as you move forward, as you remain willing to do that which is yours to do from this place of peace. From this place, won't you feel your connection to Mother Earth, your connection to all beings who dwell here alongside you. Feel your role as a steward of earth-rich blessings, a steward of the water, of the air, of the land. And feel the fullness of your inheritance as a child of the earth. Breathe into your willingness to do your part to protect that inheritance, to pass it forward to future generations as a healthy, vibrant entity for us all. As you become ever more mindful of this abundant planet on which we live. How wonderful it is to be alive and thriving now, each in our own way. How powerful it is to feel your connection to yourself, to each other, to all of creation, our surroundings everywhere. As Miami so beautifully pointed out, with open windows or a walk outside, feel the power in that. Now and now and now. Peace. Be still and know that all is well. All shall be well. Know that you are being called to remember the truth of our oneness, of all of life. And may all beings be blessed by our willingness to remember this. And so it is. So I invite you to join us again for another song from Carrie Mills.
Hi again, and I want to thank Rudy and Zet once again. It's meant a lot for me to be here, and hello to everybody that is out there, and I hope that everybody finds a special way to celebrate Earth Day and every day for themselves and for others. This next and last song that I'm going to sing today was a song that I wrote. I had been going through a really rough time many years ago. My life was in a darker place, and I was having trouble. And I was on the computer one night, and this a quote from Anne Frank came up, and I thought, and I just read it just changed me in 1 second once I read this quote, and I can see now how it's also so relevant to what is happening with us all in being quarantined. And I've also read recently, actually, on on Facebook or wherever, people putting all these things of encouragement or whatever comments. And I read one recently saying, about being in quarantine, like somebody wrote, Anne Frank was able to do this for how many hundreds of days and years and in horrible conditions. And Anne Frank is, to me, an inspiration in her way that she looked at life. And I'm going to read you this quote, which helped me through this time and is helping me again through this time. And then I wrote a song inspired by this quote. So here it goes like this. It says, I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains. My advice is, go outside to the fields, enjoy nature and the sunshine. Go out and try to recapture happiness in yourself and in God. Anne Frank. And this song is called The Beauty That Still Remains. Now that it's over, the anger has cleared. The hurt settled down and I've shed my tears. I look at my life, hey, I'm still here, and I see a world I have missed all these years. The beauty that still remains. All the beauty that still remains. I tried my hardest to give it my best, but I walked away. Oh baby, hey, I failed that test, but when I look in our little boy's eyes, I still see the love we strive for. He's the beauty that still remains. He's the beauty that still remains. I keep learning the hard way it seems to work past delusions and hold hard to my dreams. And the beauty that still remains. All the beauty that still remains. Now that I'm starting all over again, I only have my faith to remind me when I'm scared and I'm frightened of being alone. So I turn to God and I trust I'll be shown all the beauty that still remains. All the beauty that still remains. All the beauty that still remains. Hang in there, everybody. There's a lot of beauty that still remains. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
So much beauty still remains.
Yeah. Oh, what a great connection to have with you across all these years, from New York to Nashville and San Antonio and all around. Children and grateful. So we now come to a time of our love offerings, which are those gifts that you give to support the Celebration Circle, to allow this to be here today and for the last 28 years and for the years moving forward. So we'll speak the words, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. And we'll say that together as you hold your love offerings in your hands and in your hearts. And please go to the Celebration Circle website and make a donation there, celebrationcircle.org. And we're grateful. So together, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open.
So as we get toward the end of our time together, we want to thank Miami and Carrie for being here with us. And we want to thank you for being here with us. Remember, across time and space, We are one. And
And
what? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And I want to thank Carl Franklin, who is out there on Facebook commenting for the Celebration Circle and keeping that dialogue going. And we send our love to Carl and Betty. Our prayers are with them as they're in New Mexico right now with Betty's sister making her transition. So lifting them up, lifting all of our offerings up, all of the names and situations in the prayer box, in the prayer circle.
Lifting up particularly all those people who are dealing directly with the COVID-19 situation, and the health workers, food service workers, and delivery people, all the people who are living directly with fear and hope every day, every moment. We remember love is the only power. Love is the only way. Watch our circle grow.
Hold your hand out to the person next to you.
In consciousness.
In consciousness, in virtual reality here.
Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow.
Thank you for being here. Just a reminder, you can donate at celebrationcircle.org, and you can also find out more about Carrie Mills. Her music is available for purchase at carriemills.org. It's CarrieMills.com.
Go in peace.
Go in peace and celebrate Earth Day on Wednesday, the 22nd. Every day is Earth Day, and we're going to lean in together here so we can all be on the screen and say goodbye and thank you. And I think everybody's unmuted now. So love to you all. Blessings.
Love is the only power. Love is the only way.